In my last video, I spoke about the benefits of reading and why we should be lifelong readers. Now, in this video, I'm going to tell you about one of the books that I read. In fact, it's a biography of one of the most eminent persons who has been instrumental in bringing about a lot of innovations in our lives. In fact, he's responsible for creating the most valued company in the world. I think you guessed it. I'm talking about Steve Jobs and some of the tips, some of the lessons from his lives that we can learn and that we can incorporate in our lives. Coming up. What is going on? My name is Ramesh and welcome to another video on Mudgal's Musings, a channel dedicated to increasing your productivity. If this happens to be your first time here and you want to improve your productivity, consider subscribing because I will be putting up one interesting video every single week. And don't forget to hit that bell button so that you don't miss out anything interesting on this channel. We have been living in the most exciting times of the history, and we have got many people to thank for these exciting times, and one of the persons who predominantly comes to my mind is Steve Jobs. I've been reading biographies of many people, and one of the biographies that I've completed recently is that of Steve Jobs. I suggest that all of you read this particular biography of Steve Jobs. Could be there are many other books written on Steve Jobs. I found this to be very important. It's got good reviews as well. And in this book, we get to know Steve Jobs as a person. We get to know his limitations. We get to know his urge for innovation. And that also brings me to one of his qualities which actually helped Apple to become one of the most valued companies. In fact, the most valued company in the world. It's $1 trillion company. So what is that one great quality apart from so many other things that he had which sets him apart? And that quality is his reality distortion field. What, according to Steve Jobs, was the reality distortion field? Reality distortion field is his belief in the fact that if you conceptualize something, if you visualize something, and if you push hard enough, you will make it happen. Making money was one of the objectives with which Apple was started by Steve Jobs. Apart from this, he was driven by a passion for creating great products. A company that would thrive for generations. A company that the world would look up to. He wanted to create such a company. He wanted to create products that people would love, people would enjoy, people would have great experience with. So it is this passion of Steve Jobs for his work which actually set him apart from the others, and we can see Apple where it is today. Steve Jobs has to his credits the laurel of actually having changed the game in many industries. He's been a game changer in many industries. Let's take the example of the movie industry, the animation movie industry. Till then, there were many movie studios which were making wonderful movies, and Disney definitely was a huge company. But Pixar, the company that Steve Jobs actually bought, acquired, and he let his people work and do magic in that company. Because of the products, because of the movies that he created, Pixar actually changed the entire animation movie industry. That's one thing for so. And the computer, second obviously was his the Mac and the Apple computer and the Macintosh that he launched. That also brought about huge changes. It was a game changer. And one of the biggest game changer that he launched was obviously the iPod. Well, after the onset of the mobile phones and the smartphones, we don't see many of the people using iPods, but that was at that point of time was a huge game changer. And iPhone itself has been a great huge changer. Even beyond that, quite recently, of course it's not so recent, it's been almost about 7-8 years now, the launch of iPad, a tablet computer, was a huge game changer. With the launch of iPad, with the launch of so many wonderful, absolutely mind-blowing creative products, Steve Jobs was able to create a niche for himself, for his company, and led his company to become one of, in fact, the market leader in technology. For those of us who think there are no opportunities, for those of us who think the times are bad, the times are tough, it's always going to be the same. There are going to be tough times, there are going to be bad times. There are people who cannot look for opportunity or who cannot create opportunities, who are always going to feel there are no opportunities for them. While we have thousands and thousands of examples in front of us of people, common people, people who were initially found to be not very successful, people who were initially considered to be nobodies, ultimately who went on to become great people, who went on to create great companies, who went on to establish organizations that have gone beyond boundaries and which have become world-class organizations. So there is something that we can learn from each of these people. Passion from one person, punctuality from another person, and the ability to think out of the box from the probably a third person. So all these qualities of these great people, which you're going to learn from probably watching videos on them, or even by reading their biographies, we are going to get these qualities. And if a little bit of it actually rubs up against us, on us, I think we are going to be better individuals. We are going to be better human beings. We are going to be better people, and we are going to be much more productive individuals. That's all on Mudgal's Musings this week. Thanks for watching this video. Like it if you like it, and share the video among your friends and acquaintances so that they also watch and enjoy and learn something from Steve Jobs' life. Question of the day. Tell me about any other biography that you have read and one quality that you would like to include in your life. Till I see you next time, have a wonderful time ahead. Bye bye.